Welcome back to another Hubler Auto Group Coach's Corner. I'm your host, Thomas Crow, and with me again is my co-host, Brian Powers.
Thomas, good to see you.
It's great to see you, Brian.
Yeah, so today, a couple weeks ago, we kind of started off at the bottom with Jeff Powers as our guest, and we've moved up considerably today. We have with us a recurring guest from last year, football head coach Chris Coll. Coach Coll, how you doing?
Mr. Powers, thank you. Good, doing well.
Good, thanks for joining us today. So the football season, we're a few weeks in here so far. You guys have had some tough battles, been in a couple games, and it's been not maybe the end result you've gotten, but there's probably some improvement that you've seen.
Yeah, sure. I mean, we're preparing well. Still like the way we're doing things. We've got a lot of young players and some inexperience in some spots, and so we're still a growing team this year, and we like the direction we're headed.
When we were doing our broadcast in Danville, something that we noticed was just how many non-varsity experienced players you had. How do you deal with a team like that when you just don't have much experience? How do you work with them?
You just keep trying to gain that experience, in practice and then obviously in games is where it really comes in. And we're just trying to build on the positives and the things that we've done well, trying to correct and improve in areas that we need to. But you really just try to keep the focus on moving ahead, and those guys, they got to play those game reps to get that experience, and that's what we're trying to do.
Two guys who I noticed in the first game, you've got Jacob Johnson and you got Jake Houston, who kind of transitioned from a role on the offensive side of the ball. Jake, a wide receiver, and Jacob, offensive line to defensive line. Both of them moved to the defensive line. How impressed are you with the transition that they've made this year?
They've done well. Jake Houston actually transitioned last year, about midway through the season. So he was actually coming back with some experience playing in our defensive line. And Jacob, we kind of knew that he would be a good defensive player. His mentality and aggressiveness and physicality lend itself well to that position, and he's done a good job.
Clay, being a young quarterback, the youngest quarterback you've worked with since Drew Byerly's freshman year, how is it working with such a young quarterback and being able to kind of mold him into the offense?
He's doing well. We've got to help him with play calling and get him in situations where he can be successful. The guys around him have to do their job. To help him be successful, and he's growing and learning and handling things very well. He's another one of those guys that he just got to get game reps and got to learn from it, and we got to keep moving forward.
When you are looking ahead this week, you've got Whiteland. They're a very talented team. How are we looking in practice, and what are you looking forward to in the game?
Just going out there and competing, really, and it doesn't matter the situation or the year or anything. Our focus is always on us getting better, regardless of where we're at in the season, who the opponent is. And that's really what we've done this week or doing this week. And we'll continue to do regardless of, what happens this Friday night. It's all about the next rep, the next day, the next game, and getting better. And that's what we're trying to do this week.
So like you said, looking ahead to Friday night, how do you make sure your guys stay on task and don't let the idea of it being a rivalry game or a big game coming up on Friday affect how they practice?
Well, I mean, that's been our approach since I got here, and it will always continue to be our approach, while I'm here. Like I said, it doesn't matter the situation, it doesn't matter the record, it doesn't matter if you're playing for a conference championship, sectional championship, or a state championship. It's really when you start worrying about those kind of things, whether it's a rivalry game or a championship game or, what their record is, what our record is, those things all distract from the task at hand. And, we've preached that since I got here, and we'll continue to do that, and we're worried about the next rep, and that's all we're worried about. The rest of it takes care of itself.
When you talked about, when you got here, things you're worried on, or things you're worried about, things you're focused on. Obviously, you can see the strides that kids have made in the weight room, different culture that you've brought to the program. What are some other things that you're looking at that's still kind of growing under you as far as building the program itself?
I think just the commitment to the game itself. In season's a little bit easier. Everybody wants to play the games and stuff. We're still working on some off-season culture and how we approach things and a sense of urgency. 365, that type of thing. So we're still building there, and we have gotten better, and I like the progress that we've made. Coach Hart's been a huge asset in the weight room year-round, whether it's in season or out of season. So those things we're still building on. We still have to, develop a priority on the game and preparing for the game. Going out there on Friday night's easy. Everybody wants to do that. But it's, are you willing to do the things, basically December through July that it takes to be successful on those Friday nights? So that's the kind of the task at hand, and that's what we're still building on.
So obviously you hold Franklin football near and dear to your heart, but you have another school that obviously means a lot to you. Ball State got a win last week. Clay and Casey, two of your sons at Ball State. Just tell me how that's going so far.
Oh, it's going great. Clay's in his third year with still a couple more years of eligibility left because of with the NCAA's decision on COVID and granting an extra year. Casey's there as a grad student, transferred in this year. They're loving it. They love the program. They love Coach New and the family atmosphere that they have up there. They're traveling to Penn State this week, so I'm looking forward to watching that and see them on television. I'm not going to be able to make it over there, but pretty excited about their opportunity to go out there and warm up and play in that stadium.
Yeah.
When we look forward just to the rest of the season, what are you looking for as far as a team? Just kind of competing still and staying in the
getting
games?
better. Getting better every day, and that's the whole key to this thing. You can't worry about all that other stuff. Like I said earlier, that's a distraction. We want our guys to come to work every Monday through Thursday and get better, and then take what they developed on the practice field to the game field on Friday nights. That won't change. Not in week 4, not in week 9. It'll be the same every week. We're just a program, a team that's trying to find itself, develop some identity, and get better every week. You mentioned the inexperience earlier. Old guys and young guys, a lot of inexperience out there. So we're just trying to grow, and that's all we'll worry about. Be the best we can be week in and week out.
So, like you said earlier, for it being a rivalry game against Whiteland, you said that's just another distraction. It's another game for you guys to go out and get better. But for me and Brian, it is a rivalry game. So we wish you the best of luck. Actually, a lot of luck against Whiteland coming up this week. And just good luck to the team and go out and get them.
I appreciate it. And rivalry games are important, but they're important for the fans. Mm-hmm. They're important for the school. I've been a part of rivalry games in the past, and I know how that goes, and it is important. It's important to us that we go out as a team and compete against Whiteland. But really, rivalry games and all that stuff, that's for the fans, the students, and the community. We just need to focus on what our jobs are Friday night.
Absolutely. Well, for head football coach, Coach Coll, my great friend, Brian Powers.
Esteemed colleague.
Yes, exactly.
Great friend, most importantly.
Most importantly, absolutely. I'm Thomas Crone. This has been the Hubler Auto Group Coach's Corner.
Hubler is proud to be the official sponsor of Franklin Athletics. Score massive savings on all your favorite brands. Plus, get our 10-year, 200,000-mile warranty included. For all auto needs, just click drivehubler.com. Let's go, Grizzly Cubs!